and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson. You're watching Nature Nell. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to bring you a little, I would say, smorgasbord of goodies. I have a haul to show you, but I also have some blooms to show you. But I also have to show you some repotting that I did that was kind of creative and clever. That I said, this is something I wasn't planning it to turn out that way, but it turned out really nice and I wanted to share it with you guys. So it's going to be sort of like a combo type of video. I have not planned for anything. I kind of am going to wing it only because in the summers, I usually prep right before my videos, right? So I can make it run smoothly and it just flows through. But in the summer, it is so hot out that if I do that and I prep, by the time I finish prepping and I start doing the video, I'm going to be drained and all sweat, and the dog is going to be barking a lot. So anyways, I will not talk too much in the beginning because I know there's a lot of things to show and do and remember. So without further ado, let's go look at everything. All right, guys, here starts my haul. This gorgeousness, and I will put the name underneath because she didn't have the tags with her. Vicky, being she, Vicky's Orchids, and she had this on a hanging wood box. It smelled so delicious. It was such a potent and amazing fragrance, but the color of it, look how gorgeous those tones are. They're so shiny. It has that iridescence where you can really see that pure tone. Look at that. It's so pretty. And it shimmers, you know, when the light hits it at the right angle, it gives you that silvery shimmer. So this was from Vicky's Orchids over at the OFE's Orchid Festival this past weekend. I did repot it right away because it was in one of those plastic pots. And I gotta tell you, here in my space, cattleyas and plastic pots do not do well. So I immediately put it in a cattleya terracotta. I put it in a mix of black and red lava rock with charcoal. This is lava rock and this is charcoal. And obviously that's red lava rock. And that's what I mixed it in. So it's a really beautiful now what I'm going to do is, like, if there's anything close to it, like this spectacular piece, this is not part of the haul, but I will show it because it's just started blooming. It's got a couple of flowers going, but boy did it give me flowers. This is a key lime. I will always mess, for years I've been showing this and I always mess it up, but I'll put the name underneath. It's a really nice cross with Brassavola nodosa and I always forget. But it's a gorgeous flower nonetheless. I put it on this mount and it just took off because it never really did like anything with Brassavola or what's the Oncidiums. They like to be on mounts by the most part. So if you have anything that's even a hybrid of Brassavola, put it on a mount like this and they'll do really well. All right, so let's show you my other purchase. Look at this beauty. Now you guys did, if you saw my video at OFE's, you saw that I had shown this at Belo's Tropicals. It's a bromeliad. It reminds me of an orchid though, but it's a beautiful bromeliad. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name. It's like Moraniana or something. I'll put it underneath like I normally do. But isn't this gorgeous? I paid $40 for this. And look how big this thing is. But look how pretty. And the flowers are tiny. They don't open all the way. That's about as much as they open. But it really is a gorgeous piece. Like I call it art by nature. I was so happy. It was the first thing I got as soon as I got there. He only had, under the tent, I think he had one, but he took me to his nursery and he had a whole bunch. And it was right there. The nursery was right there. So he took me to show me all the other bromeliads. He specializes in all kinds of bromeliads. But this is a really, really unique one. And just such a nice size, you know, such a big specimen. It's like, it's bigger than, I don't know, than 2 basketballs put together. Oh look, I just noticed that's blooming over there. That's from moats. Very cute. These turn yellow, the petals go from pink to a strong like yellow, and then it keeps the pink labellum, so it's really, really cute. Now I'm dying to show you guys this because my friend Roxy from Orchids 365, I know she's dying to see how this turned out. Now this is a Vanda box that we were talking back and forth, and I didn't want it completely sealed, but I didn't want it sealed. So she says, well, why don't we do, let me see if I can show you from the bottom. Yeah, this is better. She says, why don't we do both? What do you think if I do both? And she did it, and look how perfect the roots come out. I actually was able to reduce the spike by allowing the spike to go underneath. You barely see it. And then the little baby was actually separate. It was completely separate. So I cleaned out the old roots, placed it in there. I have it tied here just for now, so it maintains it, it holds it. But look how gorgeous that looks. That is so refined and so pretty. And happens to be right next to another one of hers, which was a gift she gave me back in Fairchild Gardens. Not Fairchild Gardens, Tamiami International Orchid Show. And that's actually one of Kanjaran's green vandas. But look how pretty they look together. And it's just a beautiful, sturdy resin box made out of 3D printing. I believe the material is all made out of a corn type of product, which it's safe for the planet. It's not like regular plastic. And I love her detail by putting her, hold on, let me see if I can do this with one hand. There you go. So if you guys want to order one of these, she's the only one that has these. Check her out on orchids_365.com. I'll put the information in my description box. All right, did you want to see something funny? Look, this gave me flowers right through the pot. I noticed it the other day. There's a Tainoi, and that's the tag right there. This from BL Orchids. It's a great little flower. But I noticed the other day, I'm like, wait a minute. You had another one coming out through here. Very, very funny. All right, let me see if there's anything. One of the things, the main reason why I wanted to do this today is because these flowers don't last very long, but look what is opened. This is my Bulbophyllum Phalaenopsis, and that is that wonderful flower it produces. Now this flower, it is an extraordinary flower. It looks, first of all, like something that came out of a Jurassic Park movie. And the coolest part about it, which I think a lot of kids get a kick out of this, is the fragrance it emits to kind of sway flies to its center to get pollinated. Look at that, how beautiful. I really love the flower. So what are flies attracted to? Flies are attracted to things that are decomposing, not doing well, sick, dying, an animal, you know, on the road that's been dead for a while. So what this flower smells like, or this bundle of flowers, smells just like that, like a dead animal that has been lying there for quite a while. So when you're up close, I don't smell it from here where I'm filming, but when you're really up close, that's exactly what it gives you. It is such a fascinating plant that it knows how to produce and mimic the fragrance of a dead animal, that of like a dead rat, to entice and welcome flies into its pollinator. Look at that. Pollination factory. Just a very cool all-around orchid. Only an orchid could produce something like this. That's my big boy from Accent Orchids. And I got him a couple of years ago at the Redland show. And here we have a lot of blooms happening. I have covered them in my What's in Bloom. I did cover these if you guys want to go back to see them, but I'll show you now that they're all in full bloom. Look at what a gorgeous display of vandas. Isn't that gorgeous? To me, it's just one of those very perfect flowers. And the fact that it produced two extraordinary clean spikes, it's just breathtaking. And this is, I always say Napoldii, but it's Napodal. I think it's Napodal. Yes, I finally got it right. Because I always say Napoldii. Oh, bless you. All right, Napodal Delight, Crolls, Thailand, and it has an award of merit. And of course, this comes from my buddies over at Crowell Smith. Just stunning. And these I put here. I had gotten these at Pam's, and it started, it's a sequential spike. So the flowers had died, and then the other day I came back here, and voila, it had produced some more flowers. It is a beautiful Schomburgkia cattleya type of cross. I will give you the name now. It's something Taino. Taino, like the Indians of the Caribbean, of Puerto Rico and Cuba. But I believe mainly in Puerto Rico, they were more in that island. It's just a pretty, pretty, pretty flower. And I only had seen it in the picture, right? It wasn't blooming when I got it. This was part of the haul that I did when I went to Apopka this last April. So I'm going to show you now. I'm taking my time with the flowers because I noticed in the last video I kind of was speeding it through. Sol Taino. There you go. And I know what that MCV is because I have a list of all the abbreviations, but I just can't remember right now because I had looked it up first thing. And I try to memorize it, but I just don't memorize things that easy like some people. It takes me a while. All right, let me see. I don't want to forget anything else that I got. And these guys, I love these. Maria, mira lo que hay aquí. Maria, that I went to visit, the incredible master grower of orchids. She gave me a couple of leaves of each one of these. And look at this. This is from the first visit. And then the other day I just went to say hi to her. And I picked up some things that she had for me. And she gave me a bunch of these leaves. And I put them in a pot and they're doing beautiful. Mira esto como se han puesto, María. Están tan grandes. No pensaba que se iban a poner así tan rápido. They got like this so quick. And it really surprised me. I mean, it's only been a couple of weeks. And they were tiny leaves. All right, let me see. I'm looking around. Oh, look. What to look forward to in the next What's in Bloom. Do you guys know what this is? This is my Peristeria elata. This is the Holy Ghost orchid that has a little white pigeon inside. Look how beautiful. It's about to start shooting. It shoots a lot of flowers. And it's got a lot of new growth while it's shooting flowers. So that's a really good sign that this is a very healthy plant. Now, I'm going to move it. I already have a pot for it and everything, but I'm going to wait for it to bloom and do all its stuff. Because, God forbid, I do anything to the roots and it stuns the growth or the production of the growth of the flower, I will die. Because that's one of those things I really don't want to tamper with. So anyways, down here, I don't have anything. Well, I got these recently. I got some philodendron. I always call them philodendrons. These are called elephant ears, but not the camouflage. Variegated. I'm sorry, I am so sweaty. I'm gonna have to go in cool down and then do the closing because there's no way. The summer is very difficult. I have another one. Oh, here it is. Sorry, I don't want to make you guys dizzy. This one's bigger. And it was a lady with her little daughter, and her little daughter caught my attention. I was like, oh my gosh, she had a couple of these, like tinier ones. And I go, is she selling those? So I made a turnaround. Guess how much I bought them for? $10 each. I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? Oh, I'll take two. So I took these two. And I felt good about it too, because, you know, these are families that are out and about. These are my new encyclias, out and about, trying to hustle and make money is what I'm trying to say. These are Phalaeonopsis, Encyclia Phalaeonopsis. Look how gorgeous this is. I have several of these, but I don't get tired because this is a massive one that just bloomed. Here, this is a tag, so you can see how you Phalaeonopsis. So this one just started opening. And it's such a pretty flower. Look at that. Gorgeous. I love them. And these are also ready to bloom, as well as this one. This one just started opening today. And by the way, all these encyclias are native to Cuba. This is my Cuba collection of encyclias. For the Spanish-speaking ladies and gentlemen out there, they're always telling me to do a Spanish video. Todas estas orquídeas son encyclias de Cuba. Esta es la colección mía completa de las encíclicas de Cuba. Aquí tengo algunas también atrás, pero estas son las que están floreciendo ahora. Y mira qué belleza. Let me see the name of this one. I think it starts with an M. No, Pilcata. Pilcata. So it is a species. All of these, I believe, are species, yes. And that's from the encyclias. That's the only one I have to show you. Now, this is a gorgeous little piece that was given to me by my friend. And I'll show you. She told me that I showed her the picture. She goes, no, that's not the same. So I don't have... She told me the flower is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. That when I see it, it's going to be beautiful. But this is the name if you guys want to do research. But the one that I saw that's pink and yellow, she says it's not. But it's the whole thing that I'm in love with. You know, her little tray. This one, I have another one that I got just like this that has bees. And if you guys want to order from her, it's just onemoreorchid.com. And she has some really, really, really cute stuff and amazing artwork that I'm going to show you, what she brought here as a housewarming gift for me, which really blew my mind. I was like, are you serious? I couldn't believe it. But anyways, I will show you in a little bit. It was very kind of her and very generous, and I will cherish it for the rest of my life. Because, you know, I'm an artist and I can appreciate good art. Now look at this. Look how my sculpture is coming out. Now, my vision is that this is going to eventually be all full of flowers someday, right? Like you'll look at this and it's just going to be a bundle of confetti of different colors. But you can start getting an idea of what it's going to be like. I mean, this is a beautiful mini Vanda from Carl Smith. It has great colors, great tones. They almost look like the Neophoenicias or Falcatas. I'll give you the name now, because I know some people wanted to know the name of this one. See, has Falcata. So it is crossed with it. Oh no, see, that's why these things get lost so easy. And then here it says Vanda Ka Ori. So I guess that is the actual name of this cross. Here, there we go. That's pretty tight in there. So that's the actual name of that cross. And then there's this cutie right here, Cutie Patootie. This one is a really, really, really long cross. It's a really long one. But you know, these are beautiful crosses that Carl Smith is experimenting with and putting together, and they pick the best of the best. The way that they do it is Frank always handpicks. He'll go and he'll look at all the seedlings when they start blooming. He handpicks, and he looks at everything. I mean, he has the eagle eye for orchids, unlike anybody else that I know. Truly, he looks at the leaves. He looks at, and I've learned a lot from him, from how he sees certain things and how he presents them as well. It's not just the way the flower is born, it's how you present the flower and the plant. There's a whole process that goes behind it. Oh, it's starting to rain. Just in time, I went inside. Ooh, they're still shooting fireworks. All right. Oh, please, no, the puppy next door. So anyways, guys, I went out of script. So anyways, look at this, how gorgeous. I decided to start repotting my giganteas. Now, Gigantea Phalaenopsis is a novelty Phalaenopsis. I love rain. That, even though it's family to the standard Phalaenopsis, it's not really the same. Most of them are fragrant, or a lot of them are fragrant. And they are way more fancier in certain ways. Like, take a look at this. This is also from Carl Smith. That is a gorgeous display of waxy cranberry colored flowers with little yellow tips and pink labellum. Those three colors are my favorite in orchids. So it's like, and I like that bubblegum pink, you know, that very, like the Vanda that I showed you. So anyways, back to the gigantea. They're hard to display because when you put them here, see, this is what happens. Unless you have a shelf like this, they start hanging. So if you put them on a table, they're just gonna like be sitting on the table, and it does damage the leaf. Now this one, the pot had broken and the top leaf had gotten kind of dehydrated, so it may lose this leaf, but not to worry. When you lose a leaf, this happens. Look, I just lost a leaf here. This one almost died on me, and look, it's coming back. See? So don't give up on them even when they don't have leaves, because sometimes they do come back. If you see that after a while there's nothing, then maybe it's time to let it go. But here is a baby right on the side. So I said it is due time to pot this in a nice pot and hang it. So now the leaves can grow comfortably down, keeping the spikes growing out this way. So this one as well has some beautiful little babies coming out there. And I got this at RF Orchids, by the way, the pots. They're really cool pots. And then I finally put the happy Carl's happy Cattleya, the one with a beautiful red, gorgeous red Cattleya flower, because something happened, guys. Look, it happens to all of us, okay? So for you guys that are beginners, this happened to me, and I've been doing this for quite a long time. And it still happens. You see how the bulbs here are black? That's rot. That's when it gets too much water. Now, these were in pots. They were doing amazing. I was growing them in a way, because they were very tiny when I got them, and I wanted to grow them a little bit more before I would put them here. And unfortunately, we had several days of hard rain. I had these under a small overhead roof, and I honestly thought that they were safe there. And unfortunately, the direction of the rain was going right into the Cattleyas. I mean, I'm surprised they're still like this. I thought that they were done, because look, this is what I look at after putting here. See, it's getting new ones. So it's not over. It's just, it took a beating. See, there's another new one. It took a beating, and I'm hoping it comes right back, you know, to its fullest. But it hurt me so much, because, you know, I'm always very careful with my plants. But what happens is when you have such a large amount in your collection, you're gonna miss something here and there. It's gonna happen, you know, and it's okay. You know, I used to beat myself up, but you got to say it's part of it. It's impossible for you unless you have a team of people. Now, this here, I am having so much fun watching this develop. Now, I'm so sad. I noticed this today, but I don't know. I think this dried. This one here, I don't know. This is my first time getting my Stanhopea. Hold on, because I'm trying to see if, there we go. My Stanhopea has never bloomed for me, so I don't even know how the flowers on this look. I don't even know what kind of Stanhopea it is. So this is going to be a fun one with my viewers to figure out what it is. It's probably a very like known species or something. I'm not familiar with them, but it's got several spikes coming out. But I did notice this. See, this I don't like. Dried. So I don't know what caused it. I don't know if it was like the water, when the water hit it when I was watering it. But I mean, it's in a spot that I can't avoid it. And then I noticed this today that it's also dry. So I'm really hoping it opens because, I mean, it's in a spot that it's perfect. It's been there for a long time. It loves it. It's grown there. It's out of any kind of danger. There's a good ventilation in here. So it has everything it needs. So I don't know. Now this little munchkin, I just love these Pulcherima flowers. Now they are tiny, different color ones. They're very tiny, so they're kind of hard to focus on. But I will tell you, it is absolutely a stunning little flower. And this is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, of the Pulcherimas, the red. Just really, really pretty. And here's a tag I'll give you guys. Now you're gonna see it says Doridus. You can still call it Doridus, but it got reclassified to, hold on. To Phalaeonopsis, Pulcherima red. Oh good, the rain stopped. And then these are all my novelty phals, by the way. I decided to start putting them here. They do better a lot in here. This is the kind of lighting I have, which is a corrugated plastic lighting where the sun could actually reflect through without burning it or causing any harm to the leaves, but just enough strong light, stronger than usual without the damage, which is what you want, you know, because the stronger the light is, the more blooms it's going to induce. But there's a fine line between strong lighting and burning and like direct sunlight. So you never want to do direct sunlight, especially with these, because they're super sensitive to that. And you know, with phals, it's always a hit or miss for anybody. I always hear collectors say that. Look at they just showed up. There's two of them. Let me see if I just named her. Her name is Tabitha. She has two little kittens. Let me see. I don't want to scare her off. It's not focusing too well. I don't know why these phones lately, they don't they're having trouble, like when you pull in so much like this. There she is. So she has a little one there, and there's another little one running around. So I'm trying to get them to fix them so that way there's no more babies, because it happens here a lot. It smells like something's burning. I don't know, it smells like something is burning. I don't have anything on in the house. It's not in my space. So let's go inside my quick tent. This is where I have my more sensitive flowers, with light. Oh, this fan feels good. I have this fan on. It's just one of these tower fans. Oh, it just feels good. Now this, I am glad to show you because this never lasts that long. This is the famous Bulbophyllum vaginatum, which I got years ago. I would say like 4 or 5 years ago at Fairchild Tropical Gardens. And I was shopping at the Crawlsmith tent. I didn't even know them. I knew nothing about them. And I was blown away by all their Bulbophyllums. And I was like, these people really have some good stuff. And the following day I went back to their booth and got some more stuff. And this was one of them. Look how pretty it is. It's been such a great orchid. It's given me so many blooms throughout the years. It's a generous bloomer. And I just love the cluster of flowers that you really can't appreciate up close because it looks like a cluster of one flower, but it's really a cluster of many. And they don't last long, unfortunately. They are temporary bloomers. But I've noticed that some of the most beautiful flowers in the world don't last that long. And even some of the strangest. Like look at the stinky plant. I can't remember what it's called now. But it doesn't last that long, and it's a massive, massive flower. This is gorgeous. So happy I was able to capture this, because usually I try to capture it and it's already dead. Now this is a Jim Clarkson. This one's one that it's a very thankful orchid. It loves being here. Also from Carl Smith, also from that era. All my Bulbophyllums that you see this size already, these are ones that I bought 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years ago at fairs, before I even started my channel. I've been doing my channel for 3.5 years. So look at these flowers, how gorgeous they are. Isn't that absolutely stunning? It's the way nature works with colors and with shapes. And you know that, oh, there's that mosquito. With shapes. And you know, I've explained this before. This is a trigger that helps kind of guide the fly into the pocket where the pollen sits, right under here. And so when the fly goes in there, the trap closes in. It doesn't hurt the fly. It just kind of, I've seen it happen right before my eyes. I have a video at Carl Smith that I did about a year ago or a year and a half ago, where Julian was actually explaining it on this same exact flower. And right when I'm videotaping, a fly was in there munching away, and it came out, and I got a incredible National Geographic footage of that fly with the pollen stuck to its back and then just laying on Julian's finger and flying away. It was perfection. It was one of those miracle photography. So anyways, if you guys want to see that, check it out. It's a Carl Smith video that I did with Doc, the Orchid Doc from Jamaica. And it was just spectacular. So it was this Bulbophyllum that I was filming. Not this one in particular, but but this family of orchids. But look how huge this thing is, and all these are new. When you see them like this, is because it doesn't have. We have well water here for newbies that are just watching this. You're probably wondering, why are there leaves like that? Why doesn't he clean them? Well, especially for my OCD people like myself, because I do that when I watch videos. I'm like, man, can't they just clean that? It would look so much better. But it's not that. The problem is that it'll get like this again when I water it. So imagine I would be a slave to this, and I just have way too many. But see, and this is just with me rubbing it off. If I use like a wet towel, it looks like this. It looks brand new. So this is from just our calcium water. But you guys know what? Orchids love calcium. That's why I feed it calcium and magnesium. So even with the water with calcium here, I still give it more because they really like it. Now this is a Wilbur Chang. Beautiful Bulbophyllum. I did not get this from Carl Smith. I got this from Sophia's, but now it's called Camila's Garden. And years ago, she used to sell off her backyard. And we never talked about it because other orchid collectors that would go there begged me, and this is no lie. I told her, she was laughing, begged me not to announce it on my videos because it was a treasure. You know, it was a place where you can find all these amazing orchids at spectacular prices and really nice ones. I mean, it was smaller than this, but look how well this grew out. You know, it's just a healthy plant. And these are sequential, so they will shoot constant flowers. When one dies, the other one comes out. But anyway, she I never talked about her because out of courtesy to some of my friends, collectors down here, that actually begged me. And I thought that was so funny because I said, you know, I get it. You know, there's always that one treasure cove that you never want to share with anybody because once you share, everything is gone and there will be nothing for you. So I get it. So look, now is for everybody. So if you guys want to reach out to her, Her name is Sophia, and her company is called Camila's Garden. I will put it underneath, hopefully I don't forget, of my videos. And these, by the way, they have a beautiful fragrance of dirty laundry. And now here, I don't have anything blooming, but I will put when it was blooming, because it already fell. This is my very own registered orchid, Bulbophyllum Nelson Vieira. Thank you, boys at Kroll Smith, Mr. Frank Smith, for being so generous and gifting me such a beautiful, beautiful gesture. And this is the plant. I have now 3 of these, and this one has another spike, so I will show you how it looked when it was blooming. It is absolutely beautiful. And the one that they have at Kroll Smith blooms so gorgeous. Gave 2 really, really pretty ones. Now, this one has been blooming a lot. It shoots. It doesn't have anything now, but it's been blooming a lot this summer. I don't have anything else to show you. I think we're good. These are all my phals, or most of them at least. I think we are finito. Half hour, not so bad. I thought it was going to be a 1 hour show, but you know what? It doesn't have to always be an hour. By the way, can we please pay attention to this? Is this not spectacular for all you aeroids and elephant ear lovers? Because I know there's a huge group of people that collect elephant ears of all types. Look how gorgeous this variegated one has gotten with the rains. Do they like rain here? My God. I hadn't even realized how much it grew till today, to tell you the truth. I was back here watering, and I'm like, wow. Because she lost a lot with the heavy, heavy winds that we had earlier this year. It got really wretched. But these plants are strong. You know, they come back. They don't really... And then I threw this copper, I think they're called copper leaf. You know, they do come in those, I call them yucca stick. So when they die, they don't necessarily die. You can throw them in the ground, and chances are, if it's in a good area, it may start growing for you. And look at this, guys. Look at the shine on that leaf. It's like metal. And I just threw it in there, and the other day I was walking through here with some friends, and they're like, look. I'm like, I know, I noticed it this morning. I'm super excited. They're like, that's such a cool leaf. And it stands out right in that spot, you know, like it's so unique. So I'm hoping that it starts growing like this one that I did the same to. And look, it's taken off so beautifully. And I did show this already. I think I have. You know, some of you told me that you couldn't believe I was sticking my hands in here, bare with no gloves or anything. What if a snake? It's like, you know, if you would have told me to do this maybe 10, 15 years ago, I would have said, are you crazy? But living here, not to sound like all, you know, guru or anything like that, but you kind of become one with your garden, you know? And you don't fear your garden. And I was thinking the other day, you know, if I feared my garden, then what's the point? You know, I'm supposed to feel comfortable in it. I'm supposed to feel safe in it. So no, I'm not afraid to stick my hand in there. I'm not careless. But you know, if you respect nature, nature will respect you. I've never had any casualties. And let me tell you, I've gone to places that maybe I could have had, but I don't know. Nothing bothers me. I've had gators right next to me in the Everglades, and they don't even turn. They just lay there, hang out, chilling. Now this is my little island. Now there's a lot of dry leaves that have fallen due to the rains, but everything seems to be growing good. My stingray here is doing great. You know, it's starting to get bigger and bigger. My ginger from Cuba, the Flor Mariposa, there it is. It's no longer blooming, but it does have the looks that it may bloom again. And thank you everybody for giving me the burkini. I truly appreciate it. And it was funny, when I first saw the name, I was like, it's called bikini? And I was like, what a weird name for a plant. Why would anybody name it bikini? And then I'm thinking, bikini, who would have a last name bikini? And then somebody else sent in, and then I saw burkini. And I'm like, oh, thank God. That would have been a terrible name for a plant. By the way, here, look at this, how gorgeous. And this is a standard Dendrobium that was not doing well. And one day I said, you know, let's put it here. Let's see what happens. And it grew its roots. And now it's blooming. It's doing very good. And this is my Arachnus tree. Or not Arachnus tree. Well, it's on a tree. My Arachnus orchid. And I cut all of it. It was from here up all the way up there. And it was blooming. All these were blooming up there and you couldn't see them. And I said, you know, maybe I wanted to, this is a memorial, by the way. One of my kitties is buried here. He passed away recently. And so some of these circles are memorials. Over there is one of my birds, Red, which was a beautiful cardinal that we rescued when it fell off the nest. And it just bonded with us, and it was with us for almost 15 years. Beautiful bird, very, very funny all the time, and sang all day long, sometimes a little too much. But it was just a happy bird. It lived a really, really, really happy life and a super spoiled life, because boy, did I felt so bad that he needed to live in the wild. But they told me, you branded him so much that if you release him, he may not make it. So to compensate, I would go and I would buy thousands of different, I didn't know what they ate, so I would get them like all these different dry fruits, and he was like living in the Four Seasons. I was like, no wonder you were so happy. Anyway, so he's over here, and in his memorial, I searched for two coral rocks, two Florida coral rocks that kind of resembled wings, and I used a wood stump, sort of like a representation of an avian or something representing wings. And do you know, guys, not to lie to you, this is a tree where I always see a lot of cardinals. I should record it one day. Maybe I should do that. I always see males and females hanging out, and I do the cardinal. He taught me how to whistle like a cardinal. It's that's how they do when they want to call their mates. It's crazy. I learned it. He really taught me a lot. He was a great, great bird. And that's why he has a memorial. He deserves it. He wasn't just a bird. So anyways, this is a Moats Vanda, which I love Moats Vandas. I love a lot of Moats orchids because they're very strong orchids. You know, you can put them on your trees and they will grab on. Look at this. This has been here. When did I get these? Oh yes, I got these at January at the what is it called? Tamiami. I was gonna say Fairchild. At the Tamiami International Orchid Show. And look how strong. This is in January. Look how strong these things have got. So guys, they don't take years to acclimate. In 6-7 months, they're ready. And look. Now, this here, when I first saw it, I flipped out. I go, oh no, this is not bueno. This could be the V word, right? But I noticed, I said, it wasn't like this, by the way. It was like that. But then when I pulled it apart, I go, oh, it had grown, it was stuck together. So all the saturation kind of pulled into that area. And I said, okay, so you're perfectly fine. And also these flowers are mint coloration. So usually in my experience, if they've had a virus, you see it in most of the flowers, if not all. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful. Let me show you the name. I didn't even show you the name. Nelsito. And you know, it has that awesome Josephine Vambrero. This one, that's a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. Now I don't have anything here to show you. Nothing here is blooming. So let's turn this baby around. I think we're good. Because everything else I have shown you, I don't think I have anything. Let me see. Let me take one more looky here. Because there's always something I forget and then I'm like so upset. Oh, wait. Of course. How can I forget? Well, let me just stop here since we're right here. I love this flower. This is called a blue twist, Dendrobium blue twist. Another one of those that if you like constant blooming, this is one of those. Now they are the ones that get slightly big, like these, large cane. So I would recommend that if you don't have the space, do not get these. When you buy dendrobiums, make sure you ask the grower or the vendor if it's a large cane. Like these, the ones from Carl Smith, that are those super cool, rare. I don't think anybody has those. Here, let me show you. So anyways, by the way, at the very end, I want you guys to stick around. Oh, this wasn't smart, was it? I want you guys to stick around because I've been wanting to talk to you guys about a gentleman, Don, who has, and you know, I always say Don or Doug because I have a friend named Doug and another one Don, so I mixed their names. It's a thing I do, by the way. But anyways, I'm gonna put some photos in the very end. I'm about to close the channel. Oh, by the way, and these are all my Hoyas for you guys who are just tuning in or new to my channel. So anyways, I've been wanting to talk to you about some orchids he's gonna be carrying in November. Actually, he's gonna be carrying them very soon. For sale, you can actually start ordering them, but I will be showcasing him in November for you guys to order some amazing dendrobiums that I have not seen anywhere. So let me turn this around. Actually, you know what? Let me just finish saying, because I have my ADD. I will give you the information in the very end. I'll just give you like a teaser of some of the flowers that he's going to be, or orchids that he's going to be selling. Now they are seedlings, so the flowers color do fluctuate. Sometimes you don't get what you see in the picture. It's a risk. It's almost like when you go to Vegas, you know, you're kind of gambling because you want to win a lot. Sometimes you win a lot, sometimes you win some, sometimes you don't win anything. So it's one of those things. It's even happened to me with fish. You know, when I breed them, they come out a different color. So in the very end, stay tuned and I will show you those beautiful, beautiful orchids. So guys, here's what's going on. I was editing this video 2 days later. This video that you're watching, I had to cut and paste because as I was watering, I realized I missed two very important orchids that are blooming and beautifully. And they're both considered, you know, blue orchids, even though they're not blue, but they are considered blue orchids. Now I just got home, so I didn't prep or anything. But here is my loose Neary in full bloom. Now, if you guys if you guys follow Just One More Orchid, Natalia, she did a home visit here, and when she got here, it was all closed. But look, it is finally in bloom. I'm trying to see which would be a good angle to capture without my shadow. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. See, and it has a very distinct, in the labellum, you see a very distinct violety blue. They're adorable. I got this a while back. I mean, it's a pretty big piece. As you guys can see, I'm on a chair. It's really nice. I'm looking for the tag. I don't know where the tag is. It's in here somewhere. I know I saw it the other day. Well, I'll just put it down there. It's a Bang Young Blue Sneery. Oh, here it goes. Just saw it. I knew it was here. There we go. Neil Stylus. Blue Sneery Bang Young. I had it backwards. Sorry. And he still sells these. Even though I got this like 5 years ago, he still has these. But it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. I was like, how can I have forgotten that? It's such a great flower. And then as I was watering here, this one bloomed for me for the very first time. And look at the colors on this. Isn't that pretty? And this is also, Rankin Stylus Celestis Blue. and this is the very first time it's blooming. I think I got this at, I know I got it at OFE's, but I think it was either Crowell Smith. I think this is from Crowell Smith. I can't remember. Maybe it was Martin's. And the thing is that they buy from each other sometimes, and they buy, I guess, wholesale. So sometimes, like I said, you'll find a Crowell Smith orchid at other nurseries because they will buy from Crowell Smith. And this one just started, I don't know why it's not focusing. This one just started blooming, and you know, I never really talk about this, and it's such a shame that I don't, because this is the oldest orchid I have here in my collection. I believe this is, and it's died on me and come back and died and come back, because this is one of those orchids that I experimented with and tested. Oh, here's another spike. And tested with back there as I was learning to grow outside the box of Phalaenopsis and Dendrobiums. So I think this is like a 10-year, nah, I wouldn't say 10. I would say like an 8 or 9 year, yeah. Even though I've had orchids all my life, but none of those orchids are alive. Because I always kept them in apartments, and you know, I didn't have the knowledge I have today. But thanks to that, I'm able to have this today, you know, because I never gave up. And then of course, once I got this property, it made it much easier for me to go outside the box of different orchids and just grow them outdoors. And it's a little easier growing them outdoors because of the weather here. But the setback is the pests. You're constantly fighting thrips. All right, I think, oh, they're my kitties. Look, these are the new kitties that showed up. So I am acclimating them, not acclimating them, getting them used to being around me, and it's slowly working because they're very feral until they become super accustomed to me, and then I can trap them and get them fixed. But they're so cute, and they look exactly like the mom. Hey, buddy, you're getting used to me before you would. Oh, look at that. He turned his face and everything. That's comfort, right? I got to name these, but I got a name for her, Tabitha. Hey, Tabitha. How you doing, mama? You look like a Tabitha. Yeah, so soon, we're going to have, I'm looking for the other one. Where there's one, there's another one. But there's always one that hides and the other one that shows himself. He's not as, oh, I see where he's at. Look. He's in my cinder block. He's being sneaky. All right, guys. Now let's turn this around. All right, guys, that is it. That is the end of our show today. I hope you enjoyed all those things I had to share with you, all those goodies. If you guys need any information on some of the things I showed you there, I will always put my information down in the description box. Also, there are a few of you that have been donating to my channel on my super thanks. So thank you very much. That helps me a lot to maintain this, maintain the channel, go to parks, do all those kind of good things. So thank you so much for contributing to my channel. That is very, very kind, and I don't take it for granted ever. So all right, guys, I will see you next time. My name is Nelson. You've been watching Nature Nell, and remember to always keep it green. I'll see you next time.